if you're not watching Mike Tyson Mysteries this weekend, then what are you even doing with your life?
Not living it to its fullest.
Damn right, I still have tears in my eyes from watching all of a 15-minute best of trailer.
4 seasons.
There are 4 seasons of that show.
Amazing.
And to think how we stumbled upon it originally.
Chaos. This is the Gamers 2 podcast,
Damn right.
your weekly roundup of news and commentary related to the video game industry and anything else that might pique our interest.
Like Mike Tyson solving mysteries.
Mike Tyson.
Fight or flight.
I'm flighting.
Oh, excuse me, fight or flight. Excuse me, coming through.
Love it.
I'm flying. I got that fight or flight right now, and I'm flighting. Oh, sorry, sir. Just clock. Anyway, if you need things to play,
do we have a list for you?
you damn right. Starting with Deceive Inc. on the PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Number 2, Marvel's Midnight Suns Hunger DLC. Number 3, Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom, the Prince's Edition. Number 4, Remnant from the Ashes goes to the Switch. So far, only one new release. Number 5, Chia for PC and PlayStation. Number 6, Unheard Voices of Crime for the PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Number 7, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution for PSVR 2. There's a lot of colons.
There's a lot.
Number 8, Have a Nice Death for the Switch. Number 9, Sonic Frontiers Sights, Sounds, and Speed DLC. Sight, Sounds, and Drugs DLC?
Cocaine. Or speed.
Tomato. Number 10, Storyteller for the PC and Switch. Number 11, The Crown of Wu for the PC, PlayStation. I want that to be German very badly. So it is The Crown of Wu. Number 12, EA Sports PGA Tour is delayed.
I was going to say, that's...
It's delayed. The list wasn't updated when I did it. Resident Evil 4 Remake for the PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. And Steel Defier for the PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Do you defy Steel? And say, no, Steel. I defy thee.
I defy thee by...
Combat? Trap by combat?
Trap by combat?
Against Steel?
Melt it.
Real Steel?
The hell is the other one?
What other one?
The other oh, that's not. What is it called? Real Steel's the Hugh Jackman one, right?
Yeah.
What's the one with I'll look it up.
Derailing the conversation. Yeah, Real Steel is Hugh Jackman and the child, and he's shadow boxing his demons.
It's just Steel. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh.
With Shaq.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Then there's Blue Steel.
What's Blue Steel?
Zoolander's famous look.
Oh, yeah, Blue Steel.
Yeah.
I thought there was a movie called Blue Steel.
No. That's that movie is Into the Blue.
That's with the sharks.
Can we please get away from how many more I'll just keep doing it.
All right. Should we jump right into the news?
Please.
Am I doing number 1 because it's related to that which we shall not name?
Yeah. That which we must never speak of.
The Competition and Markets Authority, the UK regulator investigating Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard, has changed its stance. According to a statement, the CMA Inquiry Group has, quote, reached the provisional conclusion that overall, the transaction will not result in a substantial lessening of competition in relation to the console gaming in the UK, end quote. Later in the statement, it reads, quote, the updated analysis now shows that it would not be commercially beneficial to Microsoft to make Call of Duty exclusive to Xbox, end quote.
It's almost like we've been saying that.
But now they have to determine the whole Game Pass cloud gaming side of it, which I don't really, I'm not familiar with the arguments on that side.
It's the same thing all over again. That's all I'm saying. I'm just gonna tell you right now. It's the same concepts reapply. As you can see, Your Honor, by the verdict reached in Microsoft versus everybody.
Yeah. Well, that's the one big step to not having to talk about this anymore.
Oh, thank God. Let's move right on to number 2 then and talk about Microsoft in a different way. Microsoft has temporarily won a dismissal against an antitrust lawsuit from consumers challenging its proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard. In a filing spotted by Reuters, a federal judge in San Francisco ruled that the group of 10 plaintiffs lacked allegations in the complaint they filed last year. The group claims Microsoft's ownership of Activision Blizzard would harm consumers and competition in the video games market. However, while U.S. District Judge Jacqueline Corley dismissed the case, she also granted the plaintiffs 20 days to refile their lawsuit and resubmit, aka try again. You ain't good enough.
You can try again if you so choose.
But you only get 20 days to figure it out.
But you'll just lose more money
that you can't afford to pay.
Oh,
'Cause
when
lawyers
will
are
it end?
expensive.
They are expensive.
Never had to retain one, but whoo boy.
I'm not gonna. I also there's wood right here. I also have not needed a lawyer. Knock on wood.
Yep.
Knock on that wood. All right, number 3.
We're moving right along.
We are moving along. I mean, all the ones that we
They're
want to
all-
talk about are all deep.
Yeah.
EA has announced that it will be delisting Battlefield 1943, Battlefield Bad Company 1 and 2 from digital stores. The titles will be removed on April 28, 2023, and consumers will no longer be able to purchase them afterward. EA added that it is in preparation for ending the game's online services, which is scheduled for termination on December 8th, 2023. Users can still play the single-player modes. Weirdly, Mirror's Edge was included in on this group. But then they said, no, we're not. Which seems weird to me. It's Mirror's Edge. I'm sure you could also delist it and no one would notice.
Right, but isn't it mostly single player, so it's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Maybe you're going to get a Bad Company 3.
Shut up.
Oh.
Let's talk about other things that, no, that's not even, this segue doesn't even make sense, so ignore that. Number 4, Atari has entered into an agreement to acquire Night Dive Studios, the developer behind the recent remasters of classic games such as Quake, Shadow Man, classic game right there, and System Shock. The studio will become a wholly owned subsidiary of Atari, which will pay $10 million to acquire Night Dive. Night Dive is currently working on a remaster of System Shock 2, which is due for release in 2023. Do you actually know what Shadow Man is?
I do not, do you?
No, I have absolutely no fucking idea. When it was listed in the classic games, and then they said Shadow Man, and I'm like, nope, no idea.
I don't know. It's classic. They said so.
But that, at this point, people use that like you just mean old.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's classic. So it's old. No, it's classic.
Classic.
Uh,
My fucking TV turned on. Whatever.
ghosts, man.
The spooky ghosts.
Respawn has opened its 3rd studio in response to the popularity of Apex Legends. This one will be in Madison, Wisconsin.
Why?
I also thought that, But apparently there's multiple studios in Madison, Wisconsin, or in Wisconsin.
Is it like a tax break?
That's what I would assume. While the latest studio may contribute to other Respawn products in the future, the initial focus will be to support Apex Legends. To lead the new team, Respawn has hired Ryan Burnett as studio director for Wisconsin, prior to his position at Epic Games as director of engine production. Did good work. Burnett spent 14 years at Call of Duty studio Raven Software. If you're curious about the future of Apex Legends, then we suggest you check out the article at GameIndustry.biz. It is quite long.
I believe their quote was that they expect it to exist for another 10 to 15 years.
Yes, and
I was like,
yeah. Yeah, the article went on for a while. Like, it talks about Apex Legends and like in depth for like a bit. And I was like, Jesus, when's this gonna fucking end?
Have you heard about Apex Legends?
Yeah, that's basically. Have you heard about this game, Apex Legends? Because we're
supporting
it for a long.
Savior,
We're supporting it for a long time.
Because if you haven't heard, you're about to.
Yeah.
Let's talk about probably the big one.
Ooh, not talking about me.
That's when we get to the questionable things that we didn't write full paragraphs.
It's short
and sweet. Anyway, let's talk about number 6. Valve officially announced Counter-Strike 2.
Is it technically 3 or 4? Because there's Counter-Strike.
Just be clear, they can't count to 3.
I know. That's why I'm saying this is their way of getting around it.
Well, Half-Life Alyx is 3 then.
Yeah, that's my point.
Okay,
this is my point.
So where's Portal? That's what I mean. It's the next. It's clearly
it's going to be some Portal.
Also, I think it would be 4 because it's Counter-Strike
1.6. Does you count that as the second one?
Is that just an update or is it an actual different installer? Because Go, which is the one everybody's currently playing, is a different installer.
Yeah, Go is 2.
Yeah.
I would count 1.6 as part of 1.
Yeah, so this would technically
this is 3.
Be 3. Yeah.
This is 3. We did it.
All right, did it, everybody. Just don't tell Gabe Newell he'll have a heart attack. But here's the kick. Is this actually just 1.5? Is this the equivalent of 2.6, Matt?
It kind of is. It kind of is. Because
an upcoming free update to the game built on Valve's Source 2 engine. Valve is promising a variety of new features for Counter-Strike 2, but perhaps the biggest deal is that the game will offer sub-tick server updates. Quote, sub-tick updates are the heart of Counter-Strike 2. Previously, the server only evaluated the world in discrete time intervals, called ticks. Thanks to Counter-Strike 2's sub-tick update architecture, servers know the exact instant that motion starts, a shot is fired, or a nade is thrown. As a result of these changes, regardless of tick rate, your moving and shooting will be equally responsive, and your grenades will always land the same way. End quote. Valve has also revealed a few other new Counter-Strike 2 features, including overhauled maps, more realistic smoke effects, updated effects in general, a refreshed UI, and more. Counter-Strike 2 launches sometime this summer on PC. And if you're on this podcast, we're going to call it Counter-Strike 2.6.
Counter-Strike 2.6. That's cool.
It is a needed refresher, and I think Valorant's existence kind of pushed them that way.
Yeah. Okay.
They know they're still popular.
Mm-hmm.
They saw success could still be had in that arena. And they're like, what if we took Source 2 and just use it to like polish up some shit?
Yeah.
Like, it's not releasing a new Counter-Strike. It's Counter-Strike 2. But it's not like from the ground up new game. It is, let's put some love and care and some beauty into what we have working.
It is a very like wise approach because it's like the formula works, the game works clearly.
Yeah. Just move it out of 2008.
Let's update it and then let's make some like quality of life improvements like the sub-tick stuff.
Did you see the smoke grenade stuff too?
I haven't.
So the smoke effect thing is the interesting. Like subtick is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what everybody, you always don't want the old. Sark calls it. I call it magic bullet effect.
Yeah.
Somebody goes around the corner and you still get hit. You're like, well, what the fuck?
The shooter on the grassy knolls.
Yeah, it was never actually there because he was actually in the building. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just didn't see the lag frames, the 2 seconds.
Yeah,
difference.
the bullet moving around the car and all these different directions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why you couldn't find it later because it was a meat bullet. And, as meat bullets go, around corners. Every JFK theorist going, yeah, I've been saying that for years. The smoke grenade stuff. So you've played Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
We've both played Counter-Strike.
Yeah. Long time ago.
We know how it works.
Yeah.
Fire grenade goes down. Smoke grenade goes down. No more fire. Bada bing, bada boom. So the way they're changing it now is if you smoke and then say you threw a grenade into the smoke, it dissipates an area of the smoke.
Okay.
So you can see through it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Bullets also break up the smoke.
I saw that in that clip that we watched. I was like,
yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was like a thing that I actually saw.
The smoke is actually like reactionary to environments now instead of literally just being a screen.
Mm-hmm.
It is now actually affected by things in the world.
That's really cool.
Yeah. New grenade cam looks sweet. The updated like textures and everything look pretty cool. The map editor that we watched in that one video looked very cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
like it could potentially be fun to design a map.
I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious to see how it's received and to see
I want to see the numbers.
Yeah. That's the.
I want to see the numbers, and I don't want to see just Valorant go down, that go up, because that just means we're slightly moving the same player pool.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally, you'd want to see it dip, like Valorant dip just a little bit, but then Counter-Strike soar past the number that dipped.
Yeah, I mean, I think this might be heresy, but I feel like in this day and age, they should release it on console.
Yeah, I'm surprised this didn't follow with Counter-Strike 2 / Orange Box update type thing. But I feel like they already did Team Fortress 2, so they're kind of fucked. They can't make Team Fortress 3. We all know it's impossible.
Yeah.
But that's another one where it's like that one might not ever come back because they kind of see how Overwatch is only kind of existing.
Mm-hmm.
But
what happens when
this
they
is
come
a good
out with
sign if you're a Valve fan?
Yeah,
because it could mean that they would touch Team Fortress 2 to bring it into Source 2, or that they would touch Portal to bring it into Source 2.
They have been. I don't know. Or you remember a couple years ago? I don't know if you remember, but a couple years ago,
well, I guess Left 4 Dead's kind of dead in the water.
Yeah, Valve was like, we want to go back to being a game developer.
But that was around the Alex launching.
Yeah,
and then they didn't do anything else.
Exactly my point. I think they're still working into it, and this is. I was surprised, honestly.
They're doing.
I made the joke last week or whatever, where I was like, Counter-Strike 2. I don't fucking believe it. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, well, I didn't believe it either. One, because I don't trust the person that initially leaked the first story about just anything, and two, I wasn't going to believe it until they actually came out and confirmed it. And then once they confirmed it and they showed what it was, I was like, okay, so you're updating Go.
Yeah, so it's like...
It's a great thing to do, but I mean, it's... Disingenuous is the wrong word, because it's not what it is, but it's just like... It's not truly... Like, if WoW 2 did this, we're like, oh, WoW's just going on to its 21st year, and we gutted and changed the engine. You'd be like, man, that's really cool, but it's still WoW.
Yeah,
you're still trying to lipstick a pig a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, it's kind of a weird. It's like
I'm happy, but it's not.
It's like a 50-50 thing because I feel like
I don't even think it's that. I think it's closer to like 80-20.
Yeah, but I don't think the odds of them coming out with a new game and it being as successful or as good.
But that's why I have it 80-20. You're like, yeah, 80. I'm so happy they touched it. Let's move forward. 20% going. I kind of wish it was actually just a whole new thing.
Yeah,
where you're like,
I mean, WoW is a good comparison because it kind of has the same problem. Nothing's ever going to be
WoW,
able to replace it.
The only reason that WoW is a potentially kind of a worse problem is because its architecture is entirely wrong.
Yeah.
Like they literally have to gut the thing to like move it to not running on a single core.
I know. I mean, the problem. I mean, it's got the same issue though, of where like you know, you're never going to be able to replace it with anything. So you're better off like.
But it did have the same joke of like, oh, what could a computer from 2008 still run? Counter-Strike, Minecraft. Wow.
Which is true because I did this. I gave one of my old computers to Samantha's brother so he could play WoW, and it will play nothing else.
Yep.
But I was like, he was like, his wife was like, oh, he wants a computer to play WoW, and I was like, I think it might work. And I fired it up, installed it, ran it, and it ran fine. And I was like, all right.
I got an idea that's crazy enough. It might just work. Just blowing dust off of it like, this bad baby's got miles.
Quack.
It's
seen a lot of games.
It can fit so many wows in it.
Oh.
Shit. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see it when it comes out. I was kind of looking back over the calendar a little bit, right?
Yeah.
It's like, man, I assume the 10.1 patch for WoW will happen in like May is my guess. Then Diablo is June 6th. And then I'm kind of like, well, I don't know. What am I doing until the fall? Wasn't really having anything. A little bit of Counter-Strike to get sprinkled in. Sign me the fuck up.
Yeah. It's good.
I'm not going to play competitively. I need there to be gun game because let's be honest,
the best. It's
I'm not
levels the playing field a little bit for us fucking
terrible people.
Yeah. And even then I can't.
I enjoy playing a competitive round every now and then of CS, but I won't play with like randoms, and it takes the right group to like just have fun. Like even if you're not being like it's the same thing of doing anything that has a competitive scene. You have to have the right group of people with the right mindset to not just want to flame each other every 2 seconds. Have the fun and like poke at each other with it, but guys, none of us are going pro. Let's just have this conversation.
I just wish I wasn't awful at everything. Story of my life.
Everything everywhere all at once.
Yep. Awful.
That's the second movie.
Yep.
Everything everywhere all at once, awful.
Shall we move on?
Yeah, I'm feeling phlegmy.
Me too.
I'm not liking it.
I don't like it either. I feel like I feel mucusy in like
I can feel it
hear
specifically in my nose.
Yeah.
In my dos nostrils.
Damn, some fancy talk.
It's Spanish for 3 monkeys.
Ooh. All right. Learn something new every day. Number 7. We got something of an update on CD Projekt's Project Sirius. Or Sirius. The Witcher game being developed by The Last Flood. CD Projekt has issued a fresh memo to investors saying they've reevaluated the, quote, scope and commercial potential of the original concept of Project Sirius, end quote, in that they're, quote, formulating a new framework for this project, end quote. CD Projekt Red has financially written off the development costs spent thus far on Project Sirius, around $7.5 million in 2022 and $2.2 million so far in 2023. This would seem to indicate they are largely throwing out the work they've done and they don't expect to profit off of any of it. It's unknown if the Molasses Flood, acquired in 2021, will continue to serve as the title's developer.
An interesting development.
It is interesting. And as per usual, when we see something like this, I am always interested in seeing companies do this type of thing. Throw shit out. It bothers me more when they try to pull all the scrap together and make something out of it. So,
yeah, I don't know. It's like a weird thing.
It is.
I don't really know what to to make of it, because there's parts where you could immediately be like, well, we could use this, or we could use this, or we could use this, like pull assets into other things or whatever. But yeah, to either, well, we gotta just get something out of it, so let's just put this piece of shit out, is a bad idea. So I also could just see them saying, well, we're just gonna shelve it.
Mm-hmm.
If we kind of come back, if eventually we get a better like idea or something, and come back to it, then maybe we revive it.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
I don't think they can, since they wrote it in their books as a write-off. I think essentially they can't.
Yeah, it's kind of dead in the water at that point.
Yeah, I mean, if this project turns into an actual game and it comes out, it'll be an interesting footnote for when it, 4 or 5 years down the road when we're talking about this, and we'll be like, remember when they fucking restarted the development on this?
You kids remember when Skull and Bones still hasn't come out yet?
Skull and Bones. How about fucking Beyond Good and Evil too?
Hey. They haven't. They announced themselves and then shut up. Skull and Bones attempted to come out like 4 times already.
I don't know. I honestly don't know which is worse.
Yeah, you know what? Fair enough. That's true. Number 8. CCP Games has raised $40 million in its latest financing round and will be dedicating these funds to the development of a AAA blockchain-based title set in the EVE Online universe. Oh, God. Which was also announced this week. CCP Games announced Project Awakening, a new game set in the EVE universe that threatens to combine CCP... I don't know if threatened to do this is the right words, but we'll see.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, all right. Combine CCP's 25 years of game design experience with the latest in blockchain technology. End quote. The EVE Online subreddit is currently a wasteland of memes, rants, and anger about the project. Most of the upset revolves around blockchain as a concept and CCP Games' unwillingness to put more support into EVE Online. One user said, quote, "Funny how much money they don't put into the thing that made them their money to begin with," end quote.
Those EVE Online people, man, real feisty.
Well, yeah, when they're waging $2 million wars, what are you going to do?
That's true. That's true.
You
think what's funny about that, though, is if there is a fan base you'd want to listen to, it's the motherfuckers who are playing EVE Online.
That's true.
Because they're also the same motherfuckers who are probably showing up at Microsoft Excel competitions.
I would love to see the Venn diagram, which might be just a circle. But it is like stockbrokers, EVE Online players, and Excel wizards.
Yeah.
That triple Venn diagram might just be a circle. Yeah.
Craziness. It's just
I don't know how you wrote a longer paragraph about the next one, by the way, versus Counter-Strike. I love that you did, but it's almost impressive.
Counter-Strike makes more sense. That's the problem.
Fair enough. That's
it
true.
needs less words to explain.
Why use more word when a few word do trick?
Yeah. Exactly.
I want to see how the EVE Online thing just ends up playing out.
Yeah, I mean that'll be an interesting one because
there can be some good stories.
Didn't they tried a spin-off of EVE Online already?
I think so.
It was Dust 514 or something like that.
That sounds familiar, but fuck if I remember it.
Yeah, because it didn't. I don't know if it ever came out.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be a first-person shooter that takes place on like planets inside EVE Online or something.
It'd be really entertaining to watch just all the spreadsheet nerds yank a bunch of money like out of the system somehow, and then just be like, "We're not going to play the blockchain thing." So I don't know what you guys.
Yeah,
thought.
I mean
I don't know what you thought was going to happen.
That's what I'm kind of expecting to happen is some sort of player revolt where they somehow
they put the means of production back in the hands of the workers.
Yeah, sickle and hammer.
That clip was so good too.
That was a good one. Oh man,
where do you even find a sickle these days?
I don't know. Some old farm.
I feel like maybe like a Tractor Supply,
Maybe.
but you'd have to. I feel like you'd have to be like looking at farm equipment because I don't think Lowe's is just gonna have a sickle.
Probably not. Probably not.
Be a weird logo for Home Depot to adopt.
I know there's a bunch of, what are they called? Scythes? The big ones?
Yeah, size.
I know that.
Grid Reaper style.
Yep. I know I had my grandmother's has a bunch of those in her barn.
Yeah, but I think you can get like the modern version of that too, where they have the two handles coming out of the side.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
Yeah. I think the old ones have it too.
Maybe.
Some of them do. That's like, that was a whole pandemic thing. Going back to people were cutting grass with the sides because, it was supposed to be like therapeutic.
When I was just like, did I miss a section after clowns that everybody was walking around with sides?
Yeah, I don't know, cutting grass.
I'm gonna dress like Ghostface and cut my grass with a scythe.
No one would even notice up in this town.
That's true.
They'd just be like, that's another fucking.
They don't even know who
wacko
lives
up
here. It's great. I get looks every day when somebody sees a car leaving or pulling in this driveway. They're like, somebody lives there.
Yeah, I've gotten some looks pulling in.
Yeah.
They're like, what the fuck?
Well, that's because you're not a lifted truck rolling coal.
That's true. They don't like that.
And for some reason, not deciding that my house is the rev point of the neighborhood.
Because they think it's abandoned. They're like, no one lives there.
There's still another mile of town.
All right, Lego. Lego Mago.
Dude, I haven't had Legos in so long.
I know. They're probably not as good as they remember them being.
Don't tell me that.
Lego 2K.
I'm gonna buy like boxes of that. We're gonna do chicken and waffles Lego style.
Okay. Lego 2K Drive
Fucking test me. I'll do it next week.
is a new open world racing game from Visual Concepts, the studio best known for its annual licensed WWE and NBA 2K NBA sports games.
So the exact people you would expect to do this.
Exactly.
Not playground games.
Exactly. Just, it's a Lego driving game. Got WWE guys on it. As you'd expect from a game set in the Lego universe, there's a strong emphasis on customizability. With the game off.
Did you come up with that word?
Yeah.
Instead of customization, you went for customizability.
I don't know.
Okay.
With the game,
I like it. I like the cut of your jib.
I didn't realize that was the word until I just read it, and I was like, "That did not sound right." Power through. With the game offering over 1,000 unique Lego pieces to let players build the exact vehicle they want to race in. Although Lego 2K Drive is an open-world racing game similar to the Forza Horizon series, it also seems to incorporate some elements of the kart racing genre. Its press release describes it as an, quote, off-the-wall experience featuring unique power-up abilities. The game is set in Bricklandia, with multiple themed regions, collectibles to discover, and mini-games to play in addition to races. Wait a second. I feel like we talked about this at some point, where they should do a Lego racing game like Forza Horizon.
We did.
Okay.
Dude, I'm pretty sure exactly why Dewey texted us when this got announced. And I said, oh, God, we've done it again.
Oh, I don't recall that, but
it might have been in our Twitter conversation instead of our
maybe.
Snap
well,
one.
If it was during, because it was probably during like work.
Yeah.
Bricklandia, where was I? There will be microtransactions in the form of Unky's Emporium. Quote, Lego 2K Drive features an in-game store, Unky's Emporium. That just bothers me.
It's named Unky's?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where players can acquire optional items, including new vehicles, minifigures, and more. There are two types of items in the store. Ones that can be purchased using brick bucks earned through playing, or ones that can be purchased using coins obtained through real currency purchase. End quote. The game is a collaboration between 2K and the Lego Group. Lego 2K Drive is described as being the, quote, first release in a multi-title partnership to develop AAA Lego games, end quote. Lego 2K Drive will be widely available on May 19th on current and last-gen consoles.
We did discuss this. I did bring this up, specifically because it was after the whole Hot Wheels thing.
Yes.
And then I was talking about, like, why doesn't we were talking specifically, why isn't Lego doing more things?
Yeah.
Lego Shooter, Lego Counter-Strike 2, Electric Boogaloo, everything Lego. Like, it's such an easy medium because it was Lego Fortnite was the other part, and then we said, well, the Lego Forza also makes sense. Kart racing Lego.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you buy all the minifigs, you can get, the different. You get a different hat, a different headpiece, a different chest, a different art, like all the different parts that you use to build Lego pieces. Like, yeah, the whole thing. And then this got announced, and I went, I have to shut up.
Stop.
We
don't
can't
stop.
Get it. But like it just sounds too good.
Yeah. So that was my gut reaction. Was this is too good to be true? Something's gonna fuck this up, and we'll see. I mean, May 19th is really close,
Right?
Out of nowhere.
Which is again out of nowhere. But that means that you and I saying something has immediate effect. I'm gonna win the lotto. We come up with an idea, teams act on it, boom, game. It's just that easy.
Universe spits it out. It's a simulation.
If we get a Lego Shooter, like, we're one more step away from me. I'm gonna be wearing an Infinity Gauntlet with all my predictions, and I'm gonna put the final gem in and just start snapping fingers.
I'm fine. I just wish they'd start cutting us checks.
That's always been my thing. I'm pretty sure I came up with the idea for Game Pass. if you really reel it back all those years, I definitely came up with the idea.
Listen, Phil Spencer, let's call it 68 billion or whatever the fuck we're buying them for, and just kick us that one.
All I'm saying is just kick me $1 every time somebody signs up to Game Pass.
Damn.
$1.
That'd be a nice payday.
That'd be a pretty good payday.
Yeah. I'd take it.
I'd make more money than if I had subs on Twitch.
Yeah. I would take the money and run.
I'd take the money and just keep saying dumb shit on this podcast. Watching my ideas come to fruition.
Listen, we say dumb shit on this podcast for free.
That's exactly. I'm not paying them. I'm not having them pay me to say dumb shit. I'm just saying that a Lego Shooter is the next logical step.
Yeah. You could pay us to not say shit. There you go.
You just got to tell us what not to say, which means it's going to happen, which means I know.
Lego Shooter.
Let's do a GDC roundup.
GDC roundup.
Play the musical intro.
GDC.
I'll take it.
Awful.
Lots of Unreal Engine stuff. Matt's favorite. Here we go. Senua's Saga. Hellblade made an appearance showing off Unreal's facial animation tech, and no fucking idea when it's coming out.
No idea. Release the fucking game. First off, just release the game.
The face tech did look cool.
Everything looks cool from Unreal. It all looks cool. Stop blue balling me on when
Well, listen, Matt.
Not that I can fucking play them. I just want them to come out.
Sometimes when a game loves
Sometimes when a developer gets distracted
by a new engine, all
you
the
don't,
facial animations that
you
do
don't
with
get
it.
games. No games, no bacon.
No bacon. I failed Genie School. You idiot. Take the bacon. A Rivian truck made an appearance to help show off Unreal's procedural generation of environments and how they interact with the hand-drawn environments. It was Unreal. And they used the truck to show off their substrate material framework. Does anyone that's not named Matt and I know what a Rivian truck is?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
There's some cruising around town. I like them.
I
They look
saw
cool.
an E-Mustang SUV the other day.
The Mach-E.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty cool looking too.
I was like,
They're actually
interesting.
pretty nice, and people like them. which is weird.
That's weird.
Weird.
Those vehicles
But-
are up to something.
As with all the problems with electric vehicles, is they're all outrageously expensive.
Yep, we gotta stop doing that. Car companies.
Yeah.
Unreal Editor for Fortnite had a beta launch, as well as Creator Economy 2.0, which plans on giving 40% of Fortnite's net revenue back to creators. And boy, if you haven't seen some of the shit that was created in that, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
People were remaking Call of Duty.
So I
Like,
guess their
oh,
plan.
Here's Rust.
I guess their plan. So another thing, I didn't put it in here because I figured I would just drop it verbally, like right now.
Ooh, hot takes.
Epic. You know how Epic went through and they purchased a whole slew of like asset creators and tools and stuff like that.
We were literally joking when they were doing it, going, they're just Infinity Gauntleting
Yeah.
tool studios. That's all they were doing.
Well, so what they did as well behind the scenes is they took all of those asset stores and marketplaces and tools and they bundled them together into a single entity called Fab.
Okay.
So you can go to one place and find all these things now. And I think the plan is, and this is their idea of what they're trying to do with the metaverse, is like they want to essentially put all this into one thing, and they're slowly doing that, obviously. So
One giant toolbox.
Yeah.
One small step for man. One giant toolbox for Epic. Lords of the Fallen was used to show off the power of Unreal Engine 5, specifically when it comes to character creation. So there's the Unreal stuff.
Unreal.
The procedural stuff is pretty cool. There's like a 6-minute video. You should see if you can find it and watch it.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild what they can do with that. Oh, let's just go ahead and cut some of those trees away.
Yeah.
You know what? Put some of them back. Oh, they're just okay. It was wild watching it.
It was crazy. And then just the I mean, I was also impressed by the substrate thing because of the depth you could see in the
opal.
opal.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah.
Now for a semi-sad thing of Ubisoft is, well, still Ubisoft. Ubisoft LaForge unveiled the Ghostwriter AI tool, which aims to save the precious time of scriptwriters by creating a first draft of the so-called NPC barks.
Who other than Ubisoft would come up with an AI tool for NPC barks? Like, because they don't already have too much fucking content in their games. So let's use AI
to focus on the thing that nobody pays attention to.
Yeah, to focus on to put more garbage in games.
Yeah. NCSoft has showcased one of its technological advancements in the field of artificial intelligence with the creation of a digital human, which they showed in a trailer for Project M. Project M is an action-adventure title that's designed with the immersive, interactive elements. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pico was planning on unveiling the Pico 4 VR headset for the U.S. market, but reversed course due to its parent company catching flack over TikTok. Whoopsie. And Paradox revealed an upcoming game called Life by You, a life simulation title with development led by Rod Humble.
We're back in it. We got names.
Rod Humble is a great name.
That is a good name.
Who previously had significant roles on both the Sims franchise and Second Life. The game will be available in early access on September 12th on PC via Steam and the Epic Games Store. Development on Life by You is being handled by a new internal studio dubbed Paradox Tectonic. And according to the company, the game will allow players to design and live out the lives of the humans that they create in an open world game where everything is customizable.
Yeah, got some Sims competition.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I think The Sims needs some competition.
No, it definitely does, but Sims 5 also hasn't been announced yet, so they've been rolling on Sims 4 for years.
Yep, true.
And you know that they're banking on a Sims 5 just the moment that anybody even looks in their general direction.
They're like, quick, hit the button.
Here comes Andrew House just, hello, welcome to the Sims 5.
We have digital humans or whatever fucking AI bullshit's going on. Let's do the short thing. Which there's fun stuff in there here as well. Diablo 4's open beta is this weekend. Expect long queues. Also, Nvidia and Blizzard are investigating the claim that Diablo 4 is killing RTX 3080 Ti GPUs.
Man, can you imagine having the money to afford one of those?
No. I cannot imagine that. Also, when did people stop understanding what a beta is? I don't know if you've seen any of the stuff about the previous Diablo 4 betas, but there was a lot of complaining about how things didn't work and how queues and all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah. No, it's just people.
And then someone, I'm assuming some game director or whatever, had to come out and be like, we when we say it's a beta, it's a technical beta. It's not a marketing beta. It's a beta to fix problems.
Yeah. It's again people being too give me and not understanding like what they're actually.
You entitled fucking gamers.
It goes back to the whole reason like when people sign NDAs and then break them, you're like, did you not understand what you were doing?
Yeah. Redfall's game director said that after Microsoft's acquisition of ZeniMax, they were told to stop developing the PS5 version, even though Phil Spencer publicly said, quote, this deal was not done to take games away from another player base like that, end quote. Also, Redfall had its microtransactions and store removed recently. So probably that last delay that it got.
Yeah, and the second part is irrelevant to the first part.
Yes, they're not related. Twitch has confirmed it's laying off over 400 staff as part of Amazon's 9,000 job cuts.
A lot of jobs.
There is a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game adaptation being made of The Last Ronin. The Last Ronin video game adaptation is being developed by an unnamed studio, and it's likely a few years off from release. Are you familiar with this story arc?
Nope.
Okay, so in this story arc, it takes place in the future, and it follows.
Future. I would have gone in the past.
It follows a ninja
feudal Japan Ninja Turtles.
They've done that already. It follows a turtle who is in all black and uses all the weapons of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
So he's a super turtle.
And it goes through the whole arc, and at the end of the arc, you find out that it's actually Michelangelo, and all the other turtles in Splinter have been killed.
By him?
No.
Oh.
By the Foot Clan, and he's seeking revenge, essentially.
Wild.
Yeah.
That is like a deep story for...
Yeah, they said it's going to be dark and whatnot.
I just want Turtles in Time remastered.
All right, maybe you'll get it.
That being said, Shredder's Revenge was very good.
I've heard that.
It was very good.
Developer Super
My guess, by the way, for developer, Rocksteady.
Okay. There you
they
go.
need something after Suicide Squad and fits their fight style.
So it is written.
So it shall be.
Developer.
As the cards dictate.
As the cards dictate. Developer Super Evil Megacorp has
also known as every AAA developer.
Yeah. Has expanded its staff following the news of its partnership with Netflix. They are working on a new transmedia IP for Netflix.
What does that mean?
I have no fucking idea.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's going to be like that interactive.
The interactive like show thing where you got to choose. Yeah. What was the name of that? Not Boogaloo.
It was Black. It was
not Babadook.
It was part of Black Mirror, right?
Yeah, but then there was like a season. I thought.
Yeah.
It wasn't Babadook. That was a different movie.
It was some weird.
Whatever.
Amazon has launched its cloud gaming service Luna in the UK, Germany, and Canada.
Surprised it's still running. To be quite
Have
honest.
not heard much about it.
Other than the fact that I demoed it for the month that it came out, and I was like, okay.
It's a thing. Microsoft has unveiled the Xbox Developer Sustainability Toolkit. The Xbox I'm not repeating all that. It includes resources such as
the XDST.
There you go. Includes power monitor tools, certification reports, power consumption dashboards, and best practices. Do you want to know the average watts usage of an Xbox console?
Oh, this isn't like the sustainability of their developers.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, it's environmental sustainability.
120.
122 watts.
Oh, all right.
I don't know what the time frame is for that. Is that like,
Dude, I'm not an electrical engineer, man.
I don't know.
I filled out a chart the other day where it was asking me for like what wattages are and then something about like butters per hour. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm even looking at anymore. I'm Googling things, trying to figure out what conversion rates are. And I'm like,
It's dumb. Let's see here. The Lord of the Rings Gollum will be released on PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X on May 25th. A Nintendo version will be available at a later date.
like, how is that version not getting released at the same time? Because it looked like it was running on Switch.
Thank you. Could be a mobile game.
It might run better on my phone.
Yeah. Some recent job ads shared by Respawn Entertainment on LinkedIn revealed that a yet-to-be-unveiled Star Wars FPS will be inspired by classic titles like Dark Forces and Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2. Don't get my hopes up, you fucking sluts. Number 10.
The things I yell in the club.
You know what's funny? It's like I just got this mental image of you standing in the middle of a club looking up and screaming, "Don't get my hopes up, you fucking sluts." But the music's so loud that no one hears it.
Yeah. It's very much a main character like anime moment.
Yeah.
Of me screaming it as loud as I could as somebody walks away from me and no
one acknowledges or hears it.
Yeah, everybody's just dancing. That would be such a good 10-second TikTok.
Oh yeah. Sonic Frontiers sold over 3 million units worldwide.
That's a lot of units.
I was surprised.
For a Sonic game.
Yeah. The voice actor for Venom in the upcoming Marvel Spider-Man 2 has casually leaked that the game is probably coming out in September, with marketing ramping up in August.
Sounds about right, actually.
Publisher.
Don't be surprised about a delay, though.
Oh, yeah. Everything gets
grain of salt.
Publisher Focus Entertainment and developer Tindalos Interactive have announced the release date of Aliens Dark Descent, a single-player real-time tactical action game set in the Alien sci-fi horror universe, June 20th for $40.
Just fucking throwing in types of games.
What are those?
It's like the Steam tags are just every fucking thing. I just fucking put it.
What are those things called where you insert words in?
Mad Libs?
Yes, it's like a Mad Lib.
Yeah. We had this exact conversation at work the other day. I think it might have been yesterday, where my two older by years coworkers were talking about, it's like that game show where there's like the fill in the blank thing, and I'm like, game show where you fill in the blank? What the fuck are you two talking about? And they're like, it was hosted by so and so, and I'm like, I'm too young, aren't I? They're like, oh yeah, you're too young. I think it went off the air in '97, or no, the host died in '97, maybe. I can't remember what the name of the show was. But it was like a fill-in-the-blank show, old game show. And I was like, yep, absolutely what we're talking about. And I was like, you know what it reminded me of was Mad Libs. And then they both looked at me and went, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, oh, jeez.
Generational gap there.
Yeah, literally just
could
jumped.
Fucking drive the Titanic through that generational gap.
Yeah, it ain't no Suez Canal, that's for sure. Getting stuck.
All right, where were we? Apparently, Hellboy Web of Weird will star Lance Reddick in one of his final roles.
Man, that's going to hurt.
Yeah. I wonder if he's in the Horizon DLC as well.
I don't know. Yeah, that whole thing is going to be weird.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to handle that. Maybe
I don't know either.
Maybe he just turns around and gets back in the ship.
Maybe the other thing I was thinking
he
was...
He just becomes the most indecisive character. They just replay the last scene where he goes, never mind, I thought I'd stay. Actually, you know what? Never mind. Fuck you guys, I'm out of here.
It would be hard to handle it in a way that seemed respectful, but they could just turn him into a AI type thing. Like, you know how you talk with the AIs. There's they're in the orbs. What the fuck are they called? Like, they're parts of Gaia.
Oh yeah, Artemis and whatever. Yeah. If they said, okay, we need somebody to replicate Hades,
Yeah.
Can we upload you silence?
Yeah.
But that'd also be hard because you'd have to have it in such a way that, like, if you're going to do that, you'd have to have his voice constantly.
Well, you just make him digital, essentially.
Right, but, like, how do you do the voice? Do you keep doing it, or do you just
Different voice.
Just kind of do the, hey, we're going to, I see what you're saying. That would almost be weirder if they changed his voice, though.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if there's a way that you can handle it respectfully.
Cutscene death.
Yeah.
He starts off 3 being one of the first things killed by the invading clones.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have a giant statue to him in your clubhouse. Him and Gaia hanging out.
Yeah.
Bro high-fiving.
Final Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy 800, can take up to 70 to 80 hours to fully complete.
Haven't even heard shit about it.
Oh, that's the first I've heard of it, other than it exists. Phil Spencer teased the arrival of an Xbox game store on mobile devices next year if the company can successfully convince regulators to clear the deal with Activision Blizzard.
I like that everything at this point is just, hey, we're going to have a lot of cool features if they would just hurry up already.
Yeah. And then we watched a bunch of trailers. Do you have anything to say about Star Wars?
Looked like more Star Wars.
It does look like more Star Wars. The book was awful, I guess. I went to go download it to listen to the audiobook. And generally, I don't pay attention to ratings. But I went to go download it, and it had like 2 stars. And I was like, what the fuck's going on here? So I started reading the reviews. And like people are like, this is like some of the worst written stuff I've ever seen or ever read. Like and it was just on and on and on. I was like, oh no. So I listened to the preview, and it sounded awful.
Ooh.
And it was written by the person who was the lead writer for the KOTOR remake, but left the project, even though it's probably not happening anymore anyways.
R.I.P.
Lego 2K Drive. Do you have any strong feelings about the trailer?
It looked like a Lego game. I kind of need to actually see some more gameplay, though, because while it was interspersed with gameplay, with no HUD.
It was like a mishmash.
And whatever, I was like, it kind of looks empty-ish, but...
Yeah, I'm not sure what the...
Yeah, when it says open world,
like what are you doing? Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like, it doesn't...
Like, if it had the true thing of, like, Forza, where your extra missions or whatever were like your barn finds and your stuff like that, and you were just driving around the world to other checkpoints, like, okay, cool, that like makes sense. I can see that. But then based on what they were kind of like showing in the trailer, it wasn't clear as to how it's supposed to be played.
Yeah. Especially with the weirdness of like swapping between like boats and cars and planes and stuff.
Boats and hoes.
Boats and hoes and boats and hoes. Counter-Strike 2.
Talked about it
We
already.
talked about it, yep. Burning Shores, not really much to say. Unreal stuff.
Beautiful.
The rest we didn't watch.
Damn right. So it's been 7 days. What you been up to?
Not a whole lot, to be completely honest with you, as per usual. Watched The Mandalorian, watched anime. Haven't had any game stuff going on, although I think Pentiment might be the one that I try to do next. Because Pentiment won Best Narrative at GDC. And it's short.
Pentiment by Obsidian.
Yes. And it's short, which is basically the main qualifier for any fucking game I can play nowadays.
And Game Pass.
Yeah, Game Pass, yeah.
Yeah, let me know, because I'm curious.
Yeah.
If it's Gucci, I will play it.
Coworker played it and liked it a lot, so I don't know. He likes those games. He likes, similar games to what I like, so.
Fair enough.
What have you been up to?
Well, it's early release weekend for the show, so I have played 2 games.
2 games.
Which is nothing. Got a lot more of that to do.
Yep.
It is D4 open beta weekend, so I gotta play that. It's WoW week, always.
Always WoW. It's WoW. It's just WoW existence.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm curious about Diablo.
So am I.
I don't have a frame of reference. I've never played a Diablo game. I had planned on dabbling. But if I'm being real with myself, the odds of being able to commit the amount of time that that game would require is not likely. So
we'll see. I don't think it'll be worth the price for you.
Well, that's the problem with every game nowadays.
Yeah, but I mean, like, even this is one of those ones where you would get like the most out of playing it with us and whatever, and it's like then it's not worth it. Where it's like, well, getting Horizon no matter what, or getting God of War, or whatever, no matter what, would be like worth it because you will get there, you will get through it at some point. But it is worth the price of admission type of thing. Not that Diablo won't be worth the cost, but it's like if you're not playing it consistently,
there's
people. That one is one of
there's contributing factors that make it
stuff. Same thing with like WoW and whatever else, where it's like you can kind of fall behind, or not even fall behind, but like it is less enjoyable at the cost of not playing.
It's the same issue that every multiplayer game has.
Yeah, if you're not playing it consistently, you don't necessarily ever get your money back. But that's really it for me this weekend. It's just gonna be those things, kind of jam into that. And baseball starts soon.
Yeah,
opening weekend is next weekend.
Japan won
the World Baseball Classic.
In
some wild semifinal games.
Yeah, the ending to that game was pretty wild too, with Ohtani
and Trout.
To Trout.
Like
it's kind of like a weird,
like a great romantic movie.
Yep.
It 100% anime.
Yep. Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Like so much of an anime.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, baseball season's starting back up. I'm getting like, the itch is there. Been looking at stats.
Oh God, it's in it.
Because fantasy exists. I'm playing it. I gotta be on my shit.
Yeah.
Attempt to finish higher than 4th this year.
Got a goal.
Yep. So it'll be fun. I always enjoy it. And yeah, obviously the show Out of the Park Baseball is also out this weekend, but I don't think
is that the simulator.
That is Football Manager of baseball.
Okay,
except more in depth than Football Manager. It is the like in the shit. I've played a few of them. I think 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. No, 21 might have been the last one I stopped at. I've played a few, and every time that I get like maybe a season and a half in, and I'm like, kind of. I always end up running into like problems with the off season, and it's not like problems of the game like breaking or anything. It's problems of me not understanding how they want me to handle the off season versus what I know I should be able to handle it like based on real life.
Yeah, figure out the way the game wants you to. Yeah,
like acknowledging contracts and everything else is like, well, the Yankees just signed somebody for 7 years and $162 million. If I offer that same person the contract, it says I go over the salary cap. So like, I don't understand what I need to. How do I get the game to give me the same okay that they got in real life? Because the game's literally just not even letting me make the offer because it thinks I'm over the salary cap. So it's like,
yeah,
I don't know what it. Or not even salary cap. It wouldn't let me go over the luxury tax threshold, and I was like, I don't know what I need to do to make this like work the way I want it to. So I kind of just like burn out because I'm like, I don't know what you want from me anymore.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, so that'll be it'll mostly be a show in Diablo and WoW weekend. That's on the plate.
It's a solid weekend though.
It's a busy weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. Anything else? Might reinstall Unreal. I'm unsure about that yet.
Oh,
I installed it and started playing around with it like back when they
Tantalizing.
very first announced it, and then I'm starting to see this stuff, and I'm like, man, do I even want to learn it? Or do I want to learn how to do like maybe like one thing in it? Like, don't make a whole world. Make like an asset.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Is like you almost have to
or just get a bunch of the assets and make a world. Like,
It'd
don't
be
bother creating
easy
the assets. Just
to get overwhelmed.
yeah, I don't know. There's also a bunch of like tutorials on YouTube that walk you through what they've done and stuff that are 6 hours long or whatever. So it's like maybe the goal should be like sit down, knock out 30 minutes to an hour of this,
Mm-hmm.
and be like, okay, cool, good point. Now move to the next, page, or like the next day do another one, or like every week try to knock out some or something. But I don't know, we'll see. It just sounds like it would be a fun hobby.
Yeah, I mean, it would be
Again,
definitely
I just
could be
like-
cool. Could be cool. I wonder if
I
there's like
I used to mess around with CryEngine back in the day. I built maps in there and like ran around. That's pretty fun. So yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting. But yeah, that's all I got then. All right, cool. We shall see you guys in 7 days then. Until next time. Toodaloo.